Hello everyone, welcome back to Simple English Talks. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey there. Great to see you all again. You know, I had quite an interesting morning today. I spilled coffee all over my shirt right before an important meeting. I was standing there in a panic trying to figure out what to say.
Oh no, that's the worst feeling. What did you end up doing? Did you just walk in with coffee all over you?
Well, I had to explain what happened. I walked in and said, "I'm so sorry about my appearance. I had a little accident with my coffee this morning." And everyone was actually really understanding.
That's such a great way to handle it. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. English phrases for when something goes wrong. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to say when accidents happen, when plans change, or when you make a mistake.
This is such a practical topic. Because things go wrong all the time, life is messy, and knowing the right phrases can turn an embarrassing moment into something much easier to handle.
Here's a question for you before we dive in. What was the last thing that went wrong for you? And did you know what to say in English? Tell us your story in the comments.
Yes, share your experiences with us. We've all had those moments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Simple English Talks so you never miss an episode.
All right, let's get into it. Where should we start?
Let's start with the basic concept. When something goes wrong, what's the first thing you should say, and why does it matter?
Okay, so here's the foundational idea. When something goes wrong in an English-speaking environment, the most important thing is to acknowledge what happened and show that you care. The basic structure is apologize briefly, explain simply, and offer a solution if possible. Apology plus explanation plus solution.
The structure is simple. You start with a quick apology, like "I'm sorry" or "my apologies." Then you give a brief explanation. Then you say what you'll do about it. For example, "I'm sorry I'm late. The traffic was terrible. It won't happen again."
Let me give you some concrete examples of the most common phrases for small accidents. If you spill something, you can say, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me clean that up." If you bump into someone, you say, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" If you drop something that belongs to someone else, you say, "I'm so sorry. I hope it's not broken."
Another really useful phrase is, "It was an accident," or "I didn't mean to." These phrases show that you didn't do it on purpose. For example, "I'm sorry I stepped on your foot. I didn't mean to. It was an accident."
Haha, oh, I use HERA. I didn't mean to all the time. Just yesterday, I interrupted my friend while she was talking. I immediately said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Please continue." Acknowledging it right away makes a big difference.
That's a perfect personal example. You apologized, explained it wasn't intentional, and then invited her to continue. That's 3 steps in one smooth response.
Here's another everyday example. If you forget someone's name, instead of panicking, you can say, "I'm so sorry. Your name has completely slipped my mind. Could you remind me?" Being honest and a little self-deprecating is much better than pretending you remember.
Now let's practice together. I'll describe a situation, and you try to respond using apology plus explanation plus solution. Ready? You're in a meeting and you accidentally knock over your water glass.
I'd say, "Oh no, I'm so sorry about that. Let me grab some paper towels." "Don't worry, I'll clean it up right away." Apology, explanation is obvious from the situation, and solution all in one.
You accidentally send an email to the wrong person.
I'd say, "I'm so sorry. That email wasn't meant for you. Please disregard it." Short, clear, and you've told them what to do.
Now, listeners, your turn. You're at a friend's house and you accidentally break a cup. What do you say? Say it out loud right now.
You could say, "Oh no, I'm so clumsy. I'm really sorry about the cup. Let me replace it for you." Showing that you'll make it right is so important. Now let's talk about when things go wrong with plans. If you have to cancel at the last minute, you can say, "I'm so sorry. Something has come up. Can we reschedule?" Or, I hate to do this, but I need to cancel our plans. Are you free next week instead?
Can you try that? Think of a plan you might need to cancel. How would you say it using these phrases? I'm really sorry, but I won't be able to make it tonight. Rain check?
So to summarize this first section, when something goes wrong, use the structure apology plus explanation plus solution. Use phrases like, I'm so sorry, it was an accident, I didn't mean to, and let me fix this. Quick acknowledgement makes everything easier.
Now let's build on this foundation. Sometimes things go wrong in more serious situations, at work, in professional settings, or when you've made a bigger mistake. The phrases you need are different.
Oh, this is really important, because the stakes are higher in professional situations. You can't just say oops and move on. You need phrases that show you're taking responsibility and thinking about solutions.
Exactly. Let me introduce some professional phrases for when things go wrong. We have phrases like, I take full responsibility for this. Let me look into what went wrong. I'll have this sorted out by the end of the day, and thank you for bringing this to my attention.
I take full responsibility is such a powerful phrase. It shows maturity and professionalism. Instead of making excuses, you're owning the mistake. Your boss will respect you much more for saying that than for blaming someone else.
Let's do a dialogue demonstration. I'll be your manager, and you've made a mistake on a project. Show me how you'd handle it professionally.
Okay, I'm ready.
I noticed there were some errors in the report you submitted.
Thank you for letting me know. I take full responsibility for that. Let me review it right away and get a corrected version to you by noon. Does that work? I apologized implicitly, took responsibility, and offered a clear solution with a deadline.
That was perfect. Now let's compare formal and informal situations. If you make a mistake with a friend, you can say, my bad, I totally messed that up. Let me fix it. In a professional setting, you'd say, I apologize for the oversight. I'll ensure it's corrected immediately.
Same situation. Completely different language. My bad is super casual and only for friends. Never say my bad to your boss or to a customer.
Here's a quick practice activity. I'll give you a situation, and you choose the best professional response. Your client is unhappy because a delivery was late. What do you say?
I'd say, I sincerely apologize for the delay. This is not the level of service we aim to provide. Let me find out what happened and make sure this doesn't happen again. I'm also happy to offer a discount on your next order.
That was excellent. You apologized, acknowledged the standard was not met, promised to investigate, and offered compensation. That's professional problem solving in action.
Now, some specific tips. First, avoid blaming others even if it wasn't your fault. Say, let me look into what happened, rather than that wasn't my department. Second, be specific about your solution. Don't say I'll fix it. Say, I'll have it fixed by 3 p.m. Third, follow up after you've solved the problem. A quick email saying the issue has been resolved goes a long way.
Those are excellent tips. And please, write in the comments, what's the biggest mistake you've ever had to apologize for in English? How did you handle it? We'd love to learn from your experiences.
Yes, share your stories with us. Let's review this section. In professional situations, use phrases like, I take full responsibility, let me investigate this, and I'll have it resolved by a specific time. Be specific, be accountable, and follow up.
Now let's go even further. There's a special category of phrases for when something goes wrong and you need to comfort someone else. Because sometimes things go wrong for other people and you need to know what to say.
This is so important. When a friend or colleague is upset because something went wrong for them, saying the right thing can make a huge difference, and saying the wrong thing can make them feel worse.
Let's talk about practical everyday scenarios. Your friend failed an exam. Your colleague lost a client. Your neighbor's flight got canceled. What do you say to comfort them?
For a friend who failed an exam, I'd say, I'm so sorry to hear that. I know how hard you studied. That really stinks. Do you want to talk about it? You're acknowledging their effort, validating their feelings, and offering support.
Here are some detailed examples with context. When something goes wrong for someone, start with acknowledgement. Phrases like, "That's so frustrating," "I can't believe that happened," or "You must be so disappointed," show empathy.
Then offer support without immediately trying to fix everything. Say things like, "I'm here if you want to talk," or "Is there anything I can do to help?" or "Do you want to grab coffee and take your mind off it?"
Let's talk about what not to say. Avoid phrases like, "It could be worse," or "At least you still have your health," or "Everything happens for a reason." When someone is upset, these phrases can sound like you're minimizing their feelings.
That's such a good point. When my friend lost her job and someone said, "Everything happens for a reason," she wanted to scream. Instead, say, "That's really tough. I know you'll find something even better." You're acknowledging the pain, but also offering hope.
Here's a tone and delivery tip. When comforting someone, your tone should be warm and gentle. Speak a little slower than usual. Don't try to be cheerful and energetic. Match your energy to their feelings.
Listeners, let's practice tone. Say this with me. "I'm so sorry that happened to you." First, say it quickly and cheerfully. Now say it slowly and warmly. The second version actually sounds like you care. The first version sounds like you're rushing to the next topic.
Here's a real-life practice situation. Your friend has been planning a beach trip for months, and the forecast says rain all weekend. They're really disappointed. What do you say?
I'd say, "Oh no, that's so disappointing. I know how much you were looking forward to this. Maybe we can plan a fun indoor day instead. Movies and pizza." Acknowledging the disappointment and offering an alternative plan is a great approach.
Now, listeners, let's do a mini practice. I'll describe a situation, and you respond out loud with a comforting phrase. Your colleague worked really hard on a proposal, and the client rejected it. What do you say?
Say it out loud. Something like, "That's really tough, especially after all the work you put in. Their loss, honestly. Let me know if you want to brainstorm what to try next time."
Now create your own. Think of a time something went wrong for someone you care about. What did you say? What could you say now using what you learned? Speak your improved version out loud.
Yes, practice these phrases out loud. When someone is upset, having the right words ready makes you a better friend and colleague. These phrases are tools for kindness.
So to review this section, when comforting someone, acknowledge their feelings first. Use phrases like, "That's so frustrating," and "You must be disappointed." Offer support without minimizing, and match your tone to the situation.
Okay, now, let's talk about what can go wrong when we're talking about things that go wrong, because even the phrases we use to handle mistakes can be used incorrectly.
Haha, oh, this is interesting. I've definitely made mistakes while trying to apologize for mistakes. It's like a double mistake.
Haha, that's so true. So let's break down the common mistakes people make when using these phrases. The first mistake is over-apologizing. Some learners say, "I'm sorry," over and over and over. One sincere apology is enough. Saying it 10 times makes things awkward.
Here's the incorrect and correct version. Incorrect. "I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I can't believe I did that. I'm so sorry." "Are you mad? I'm really sorry." Correct. "I'm so sorry about that. Let me fix it." One apology, then focus on the solution.
The second mistake is using casual phrases in serious situations. If you lose an important client file, saying "my bad" is not appropriate. That phrase is for tiny things like bumping into someone or forgetting to bring snacks.
Better alternative? Match the seriousness of your phrase to the seriousness of the situation. For a lost file at work, say, "I apologize for this oversight. I understand the impact this has, and I'm doing everything I can to recover the file."
The third mistake is explaining too much. When something goes wrong, some people give a 5-minute explanation of exactly why it happened. Most of the time, a brief explanation is better. People don't want your whole life story. They want to know you understand and you're fixing it.
Why is this a mistake? Because long explanations can sound like excuses. Even if you're not making excuses, it can feel that way to the other person. Keep it short and focus on the solution.
Haha, here's a funny example from my life. I once broke a friend's mug and spent 3 minutes explaining how my hand was slippery because of the lotion I used, and the mug handle was small, and the lighting was weird. My friend finally said, "It's just a mug. Please stop explaining."
That's hilarious. The fourth mistake is not offering a solution when one is possible. If you can fix the problem, say so. If you can't, say what you'll do differently next time. Apologies without action feel empty.
Let's practice catching these mistakes. I'll say a response, and you tell me what's wrong. You're late to a meeting. You say, "My bad, got caught up."
In a professional meeting, "my bad" is too casual. Better to say, "I apologize for being late. Thank you for waiting. I'm ready to start."
Here's another one. You forget a friend's birthday. You say, "I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. It's just that work has been crazy, and my cat got sick, and I had to take her to the vet, and then my car broke down, and I've been so stressed."
Too much explanation. Just say, "I'm so sorry I forgot your birthday. That was really thoughtless of me. How can I make it up to you?"
Now listeners, what's wrong with this response? Someone points out an error in your work. You say, "It wasn't my fault. The instructions weren't clear."
You're blaming someone else. Better to say, "Thank you for catching that. Let me review the instructions and correct the error."
And remember, everyone makes mistakes when handling mistakes. It's part of being human. Don't beat yourself up. Learn from each situation and you'll get better and better.
Absolutely. The fact that you're learning these phrases shows you care about communicating well. That's what matters most.
So we've covered 4 common mistakes: over-apologizing, using casual phrases in serious situations, explaining too much, and not offering a solution. Now you know what to watch out for.
And now it's time for interactive practice. Let's put everything together.
I'm ready. All right, we're going to do a choose the best response activity. I'll give you a situation and 2 options. You choose which response handles the situation better. Ready?
Let's go. First situation. You spilled coffee on a coworker's documents. Option 1. "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me help you reprint those right now." Option 2. "Oops. Well, those were probably old anyway."
Definitely option 1. It apologizes and offers an immediate solution. Option 2 is dismissive and makes things worse.
Next situation. Your friend is upset because their flight was canceled and they're stuck at the airport. Option 1. "That's so frustrating. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Do you want me to stay on the phone with you while you wait?" Option 2. "It could be worse. At least you're not in a crash."
Option 1 for sure. Option 2 is a classic example of what not to say. Never say "it could be worse" to someone who's upset.
Now your turn, listeners. You promised to help a friend move, but you got sick and can't go. Option 1. "I'm really sorry, but I woke up feeling terrible today. I don't want to get you sick. Can I help you unpack next week instead?" Option 2. "Sorry, can't make it. Good luck." Choose and say it out loud.
Option 1 is so much better. It explains why, shows consideration for their health, and offers an alternative way to help.
Here's a variation. How would you handle the same situation if it was a work commitment instead of a friend? Your language would need to be more formal.
For work, I'd say, "I apologize, but I'm unwell today and won't be able to attend the meeting. I'll catch up on the notes and follow up with you tomorrow." Professional, clear, and responsible.
One more challenge. Create your own response to this situation. You accidentally sent a text complaining about someone to that exact person. Write your apology in the comments. We've all feared this moment.
And here's my final challenge for you. This week, if something goes wrong, no matter how small, try using one of the phrases we learned today. Notice how it feels. Notice how the other person responds. Real practice is the best teacher.
That's a great challenge. The goal isn't to never make mistakes. The goal is to handle them gracefully when they happen. These phrases are tools for navigating life's messy moments with confidence.
Wow, we covered so much today. Let's do a quick summary of everything we learned about phrases for when something goes wrong.
We covered 3 main areas today. First, basic phrases for small accidents and mistakes. Apologize, explain briefly, and offer a solution. Use phrases like, "I'm so sorry, it was an accident, and let me fix this."
Second, we talked about professional situations. Use phrases like, "I take full responsibility, let me look into what happened, and I'll have this resolved by a specific time." Be accountable and solution-focused.
Third, we explored how to comfort others when something goes wrong for them. Acknowledge their feelings, use empathetic phrases like "that's so frustrating," and offer support without minimizing their experience.
And we covered the common mistakes: over-apologizing, using casual language in serious situations, explaining too much, and forgetting to offer a solution. Now you know how to avoid these.
I'm so proud of everyone who practiced along with us. Remember, things will go wrong, that's guaranteed. But now you have a toolbox of phrases to handle those moments with grace and confidence.
You're not just learning English, you're learning how to navigate difficult moments in a way that builds trust and shows character. That's a life skill that goes way beyond language.
So here's a reflective question for you. Think of a time something went wrong and you didn't know what to say. Now that you've listened to this episode, what would you say differently? Tell us in the comments.
Yes, we want to hear your new and improved responses. Rewrite your past mistake moment using what you learned today. We read every comment and we love seeing your growth.
If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. It helps other English learners find simple English talks. And subscribe if you haven't already. We create new episodes every single week.
Share this episode with a friend who's learning English. You can practice these phrases together. Act out scenarios where things go wrong and respond to each other. It's actually really fun.
That's a brilliant idea. Role-playing makes the phrases stick in your memory. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. You're doing incredible work on your English journey.
Be proud of yourself. You're learning to handle difficult moments in a second language. That takes courage and dedication. We see you, and we're cheering for you.
Life is full of unexpected moments. But now you're prepared. Keep practicing, stay kind to yourself, and remember that every mistake is just another chance to learn.
See you next time on Simple English Talks. Bye, everyone.
See you next time.